We get a daring rescue, practical jokes that go a bit far, and Ed gets laid. All this and more in episode 5, entitled Pria of the Orville. Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host Jeffico, and this episode was directed by my boy, Jonathan Frakes. Now I know we got a big name guest star in this one, but check out that alien in the background. That's a lot of detail for something in the background and not in the forefront. That's pretty cool. Well, looks like we can check off another box. This is the Time Traveler episode, not unlike TNG A Matter of Time.
Who are you?
Rasmussen's the name, sir. Where I come from, every historian knows the bridge of old 1701D.
Where exactly do you come from?
My Earth. The late 26th century Earth, to be exact. I've traveled back nearly 300 years just to find you.
We learn that Isaac can detect environmental stimuli through internal sensors, that his eyes are just for show. Having worked together before, Charlize Theron and Seth Macfarlane had good chemistry in this one. I really enjoyed the "Don't take our towels" line. She's from the future, the 29th century. I wonder if she researched him before she came back, because she seemed to know a bit about him. The Chief gets a lot more time in this episode. We actually kind of learn that he's not just an engineering chief or a transporter chief. He's a very Miles O'Brien type chief, where he's making sure the whole ship runs. And his name's Steve Newton. Who saw that coming? And Yaphet shows up again, which was great. He's a very attractive pile of cat puke. Now I know Kelly in this episode is trying to do her job, and Ed even apologizes to her later, but she's one crazy jealous girl in this, and she even gets Alara to break the rules, and Ed has to lay down the law, which, you know, we're getting serious Ed there. That was an excellent scene between him and Kelly, and now, ladies, you know, he doesn't ever do it near the food. We get that dark matter storm where Charlize Theron's character Pria Levesque gets to navigate the ship through and earn their trust a bit. That's a pretty tense scene. Then we get a little romantic trip to the holodeck, a solid raccoon god joke, and the scenery there, like CGI, was just beautiful. It was really well done. Ed makes a move, and we learn that he's bad at pillow talk. And check out Ed's quarters, like having a stairwell down to another floor is pretty awesome. Like those are real captain's quarters. Gordon wakes up with no leg because a practical joke goes sideways, and Priya's evil plan is revealed. She's actually an antiquities dealer from the future, 29th century, and she wants to sell the Orville. It's actually an interesting concept if the Orville is supposed to die in that timeline and she's going to take them to the 29th century so they can live out their lives. Granted, she's trying to make a profit out of it, but you know, we get to see a really cool wormhole, but it doesn't just take us to another place, it takes us to another time. And we learn that there is temporal laws in this universe.
If we tell the truth, the timeline...
Timeline! This is no time to argue about time. We don't have the time.
Isaac gets gravely wounded, and we see that there's actually teleportation technology from the 29th century. So in the current century it doesn't exist, but I was thinking that when they were going to rescue the ship on the asteroid in the beginning, did they have transporters? Clearly not. And how about those Benzians? That's a pretty wicked cool alien race. They looked really good. I enjoyed the CGI. The ship, again, the ships in space in the show were just amazing. I enjoyed how the crew took down Pria, and I really enjoyed that line when Kelly's just like, "You told her about our divorce?" And Ed's like, "No. She's from the future, of course she knows." Alright, yeah, I told her. I like when he told John to modulate the deflector screens because that would stop a tractor beam from locking on, so we know they're prepared for the Borg. Like any episode dealing with time travel, it definitely has some interesting questions. Like anything they touch now because they were meant to die is going to affect the timeline, but why would they be in that area if they didn't go rescue Pria in the beginning off the asteroid? Something to think about. Now maybe you guys can explain and throw your theories in the comment section of how this all should have turned out, but why exactly did Pria disappear if the event had already taken place? Because when he destroys the wormhole, she disappears because she said it would be like they never met, so all the events that took place really should have reverted, but he was still sitting in his office, and they're obviously not going to be destroyed because the show has to go on. So what exactly happened, do you think? I guess I just have too many different sci-fi references in my head trying to explain it to me, but I think it would just make more sense to throw her in a shuttle and put her through before destroying it because I don't understand quite why she disappeared. Clearly if the choice was to go to the future or die in the present, you'd go to the future, but if I was already on that ship, I mean, they have holodecks, they have pickle jar opening security chiefs, I mean, it's everything I need. All in all, I thought this was a pretty good episode. I love that Frakes directed it. I wish that he was starring in it or even in another episode down the road. Hopefully we get that. Well, as always, thanks for watching.
Then take your best shot, Locutus, because we are about to intervene.
Channel closed.
Reset. Subspace communications. Scrambler code, Riker 1.
Scrambler code Riker 1 acknowledged.